property, any family member, land registry copy, council tax bill. If the property is rented, tenancy agreement, council tax bill. Monthly housing cost. If there is a mortgage on the property, then put the mortgage statements for at least last 6 months. You can download them online. Download statements are e-statements are fine. If the property is owned or rented by someone else other than the sponsor or the applicant, then make sure if the property is not owned by the applicant, then a letter from the individual who owns or rents the property confirming that they are happy for the sponsor, the applicant, and their children, if any, to live in the property. And make sure to put a copy of the ID document of that individual. Make sure that the signatures match from the ID document and the letter. List of people living in the property, list of absences in the last 5 years. So for the indefinite leave to remain application, the last 5 years absences are relevant. Throughout the last 5 years, anytime in any 12-month period, the absence should not be more than 180 days in total. So the 5 years, the way it is counted is on the date of application. If you are submitting the application today, so today is the date of application. So today, for example, it is 12th of October 2020. So if you are submitting the application today, then your 5-year block will be 11th of October 2015 to 12th of October 2020. And in this, they will create 12-month blocks and then count if you were outside the UK for more than 180 days. That's how you do it. On the application, you will just put all these details, and automatically the system will calculate the number of days absent. Divorce certificate for any previous marriages dissolved or death certificate. Cohabitation evidence. You will need letters addressed to both of you, either jointly or individually. Usually the letters should be issued by government bodies like council, tax bill, local authority, NHS, HMRC, TV license, DVLA, etc., DWP. Then these are the first preferred documents. Second, if you don't have much of those, it can be utility bills, any service providers, bank statements, internet, etc. Tenancy agreement if you are renting the property. And so this is the order. So government documents, other third-party providers, and then the last option would be if you have less of the other documents, then you can also use invoices of any deliveries to your home address like Amazon, eBay, etc. So this is to prove cohabitation for last 2 years from the date of application. Financial requirement. Mostly the financial requirement is met by UK salary employment. Around 80-90% of the clients do use that. So if you are with the same employer, the salary can be used either that can be of the sponsor or the applicant or both jointly. Pay slips for last 6 months. If you are with the same employer for last 6 months, pay slip for last 6 months, corresponding bank statements for the same 6 months, and a letter from employer confirming these particulars. If you have been in employment for less than 6 months with the current employer, then you need last 12 months of pay slips. So let's say if you are only 2 months employed with the current employer, 2 months of pay slips with the current one, 10 months with the previous one, same corresponding 12 bank statements showing the same 12 payment entries, a letter from your current employer confirming these particulars, and for the previous employer, maybe a previous letter or a contract of employment or something, some kind of a document confirming these terms. It can be in the past, it need not be a latest document because it's previous employment. Any shortfall can also be met by savings. Self-employment, especially the important thing to note here is the savings requirement completely changes at the indefinite leave to remain stage. If you are using savings, then the base amount of 16,000 savings does not apply. So you can use all your savings. So if you, for example, the financial requirement you will see under the partner visas and the spouse, you click here, then you will see 18,600 is for one applicant, 22,400 is one applicant plus one dependent, and 2,400 additional per additional dependent. from second one onwards. So let's say if you have 18,600 is your financial requirement and you are the only person applying, only the applicant is applying, then usually at the first stage, at the first application and the extension application, the minimum requirement for 18,600 of income is the savings is 62,500. So the way the formula is 18,600 multiplied by 2.5 years, which is the 2.5 years that was given previously on two occasions, plus 16,000 base. This time, since you're applying for indefinite leave to remain, you don't need to multiply that 18,600 by 2.5. So if you're only using your savings, then the amount would be 18,600 per year plus 16,000 base amount. So it would be 34,600. That would be the minimum savings required to show if you're not using any other source of income. Also, if your income is less than 18,600, then you can use the savings to complement that income. And so for the specific calculation, usually take advice from an immigration lawyer. We do provide advice on such matters. So you can book the consultation. It should be at the bottom. If you want to take specific advice to your situation, you can do that. You can combine salary employment with savings. However, you cannot combine self-employment with savings. Very important point. So these are the documents that are required. There's a long list of company-related documents if you are the director of a company. So the structure is a corporate, not a sole trader. For sole trader, there is another list of small documents. So it's not that complicated, but for company, this is a long list. You should just copy and paste, give it to your accountant, and get all the documents from the accountant. Also, savings. The total savings, so this is where we mention it, required is 34,600. So if you're using only savings, the amount is 34,600 GBP equivalent, either in the UK or outside the UK, and either in the name of the sponsor or the applicant or jointly. Statements either from the UK or from outside UK bank, and a letter from the bank confirming these particulars. If the funds are outside the UK. In the UK, we have been using statements which are issued by UK banks, and they are fine. You may not need a letter for a UK statement. Also, if the statements are not in English, statements and the letter are not in English, you need an English translation to be used. So that is all from me. If you need any specific advice to your particular situation, you can read more about our consultation. We do a video consultation for 30 minutes. You can book it over here and take it from there. Thank you very much.